to lead the freak parade. Somebody's got to be unafraid to lead the freak parade. Somebody's got to be unafraid to lead the freak parade.
Hey, good morning. Guess what? It's breakfast. You slept all night, and now it's time to eat breakfast. You're watching the next episode of the Gimp Gourmet. I put the camera in a little bit of a different angle so that you can kind of see above, not so much of me. You don't really need to see me. Okay, so look, I've saved some time. I've cheated a little bit, and I've done some prep. I got some of our bacon cooking, and again, the good old pot, good old Blue, he's hanging out with me. And yes, I do own a couple of other knives for those that are asking. Alright, so basically breakfast, simple breakfast. We want it in under 20 minutes, so here we go. I've cooked about 4 pieces of bacon. I have saved one. Yeah, there it is. Okay, and what I do is I generally tend to do my bacon first, and that's because when I do my hash brown, I really like to use the bacon grease rather than an oil or a butter to solve it. So we're just going to get that bacon grease just a little bit hot again. And of course, drinking my milk this morning. Got to have my milk. Replenish, refill. For those of those that get that joke, we're refilling. Simple stuff. So again, my kitchen's laid out pretty good. In front of me, I have my knives, I have my utensils, my compost pot, my pasta. Next episode, we'll take you on a tour of the kitchen. That'll be a quick one. And a couple of simple tricks. So, I really like a bacon that I found here in Victoria, Canada. And it goes, it's a double smoked bacon that I get from the root cellar. Absolutely great. Now, in the back, I'm gonna try and get her to come say hi. Arwen, come say hi to everybody on video. Come here, just say hi and then you can go. I have my daughter for the night. She's gonna come over to this side, and there she is. I'm cooking breakfast, not for 1, not for 5. I'm cooking it for 2 today, right? There we are. All right, she's back. I was going to have her cook, but I don't think bacon and kids work out well. What do you think? You can hear that we have our bacon going. So I have done the majority of our prep for our hash, but we're going to do a little bit more, just so that we remember our knife skills. Now, really important to keep your knife sharp, and that's the big thing about Blue. I found this tool several years ago at the As Seen It on TV store. There's my next plug. Sponsors are welcome. And it's called the Samurai Shark. Now, I don't know why this thing works so well, but it does. And it's worked really well for Blue and kept Blue really sharp. So, a couple of drags across there with Blue. Now, we're going to do our peppers again. Again, just the way that, you know, I like them. No fancy measurements, anything like that. Quick cut. We're just going to keep an eye on that bacon. Make sure that we don't burn it or anything like that. Quick flip. Because there was lots of bacon grease in the pot before, we don't really need to worry about it too much this time. Mushroom. I like mushroom in my hash. We're going to go down slicing the mushroom. And this time, just putting it all back together. You can see it's cut. Squish it back together. We're just going to go the other way. Just a nice coarse cut. Chop, whatever you want to call it. Again, I really don't care. In goes the food again. Awesome, that's me. Celery. Remember, slice the celery down the middle again, down the middle again, and then a quick cut across. Remember, I can't do the fancy cuts because of the left hand. And for some of you, you know, do it whatever way you can. Just enjoy cooking. I absolutely love to cook. Okay, so we take the bacon out. We're gonna put it on our rack that has some paper towel on it. Then we're gonna move our grease just off the stove because we're not ready to drop anything yet. Okay, so now the potato. How are we gonna do hashed potato? A lot of people go to the store and go, I'm gonna grab a bag, right? So I could do that. Just wait a second. In my freezer, right next to my stove, bag of hash, right? Funny part is, my daughter doesn't like that. And remember, who are we cooking for? Well, when I cook for one, it's for me. When I cook for 5, it was cooking for 5 different people, 5 different flavors, they even helped pick what they would eat or not eat. My son Shane had very particular tastes in what he wanted or he didn't want. So there we have it. Okay, so when I'm cooking for 2, there she is again. We're gonna cook for her taste, and she likes real potatoes. So we're gonna take the potato. I've just cut the bottom off so that it stands up better, and that helps me with my left hand. Little trick of the trade. Gonna go down through the middle of the potato. Now I have 2 halves. Look, we can all count. All right. Then I'm gonna go and I'm gonna half the potato again. Remember, I've washed the potato. I'm not peeling the potato. And then I'm just gonna half those guys again. So now it's kind of like, comes out looking like a big wedge, right? So then again, just of course, you know, make it bite size. You don't want to be eating some crazy thing and then into the bowl, right? So we'll do that one more time. Just for those of you that didn't get it the first time, we're going to take the potato, we half the potato, half it again, then we're going to half it again, and we're going to half those again, till we get, what, wedges, right? Awesome. Then we're going to do it again, and again. That's easy. We're going to put it all back together, come across, drop half of it on the floor so that old Iggy gets his breakfast this morning. No, the dog's not going to do that. And no, I'm not going to pick it up off the floor and put the 5-second rule in. Okay, we'll sweep up afterwards. Because you know what I really hate? Anybody in a wheelchair can relate to this. You're cooking in the kitchen, you drop something on the floor, you kind of forget about it, and then what? You get potato. Oh, look who's in the back. Look. Come on up and help me cook, Arwen. Come on. No, I can't get her to help me this morning, but you're going to see her in the background all the time. Okay, so back on that goes. We're going to grab the spatula. I told you, I got my utensils all over the place. I got them laid out here. Heat that up really quick. Now, I am going to just pre-salt this just a little bit. And a little bit of pepper. Okay, so now the other thing that I like in my hash, and that's way over here, and we'll show you on the tour the next time, is I like rosemary. I got these jars somewhere in Montreal about 7 or 8 years ago. Oh, look at her. She's having fun with it now. And the other thing I do like to put in there is a little bit of Parmesan cheese. Oh, look at that. We got a call from the audience who's going to come help me do it if she wants it in. That was parsley. Arwen would like some basil in her hash brown. So she's going to grab that off the fridge. And she's going to step in front of the camera. Look at the hole. And she's going to do a couple of pinches of basil. Because she likes basil. we're just going to give her a little more direction. With kids, what I like to do with my daughter is just tell her what she needs. So maybe about 3 more. Perfect. Okay. Now you can see that our pot is nice and steaming. Our oil's really good. And remember, safety first. So I'm going to get her to leave the kitchen while we drop the hash, and we're just going to sprinkle the hash in, and I'm going to wear it. Now, who has never got baking grease on them while cooking? That's why you never cook bacon naked, right? So, come here, Arwen. I'm going to get you to grab the potatoes because we're going to clean up. Can you grab these? Come here. Yeah. Yeah. So again, we're cleaning up. We spilled, shit gets spilled on the floor when you're cooking. Welcome to cooking. Like, what the heck, man? Don't go crazy. All right. So our hash is in. This is only going to take a couple of minutes. And we're going to just cook. Okay, so you'll notice the pause. I'm cheating a little bit, but I've only can do about 20-minute videos, so all my meals have to be in 20 minutes or less. And you know what? Potatoes take a freaking long time to cook, right? So we've got them going. Well, let's take a look. Doesn't that look good? Yummy, yummy, yummy. We've had those going for, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes now. They're coming around. We're taking a look at them, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Now, again, eating a little bit more salt, just a tiny bit for flavor, and of course, a little bit more ground pepper. Now, what you also didn't notice is the fact that, you know what? I got my bacon way over here. It's looking pretty good. It's been draining on paper towel. Old trick my mom did. Shout out to Mom. God rest your soul. And, you know, everybody's learned how to do that. Now, in a minute, what I am going to do is I'm going to teach you a new way that I learned actually off the internet how to cook eggs. So, our hash brown's looking pretty darn good here. We're gonna just take a taste. Not bad, needs another minute or two. So what am I gonna do for another minute or two? Oh, I know, guess what I forgot? Garlic. Garlic's a great way to start the morning. Just remember, if you're going to work the next day, yes, Darren, yes, guys, make sure you mouthwash, brush your teeth, floss after breakfast, and particularly if you're going to be going to work the next day, do not go with garlic bread. Kind of ticks the clients off the next morning, right? All right. Garlic, we're going to slop off the, slop off. Here I am, I speak English well. We're going to take the little nub out, throw that away, okay? Now, garlic here, slices of garlic, not so good for hash brown, right? So we're just going to do, you know, a nice little finer cut. Again, nothing perfect, you know, nothing great. And then pot down here, whoop, in we go. A little bit of a stir, get those flavors going. And there we have it. Okay, so now our hash is done. Into our bowl. Let's make sure it goes into the bowl and not onto the floor. Although Iggy would love to have it, we're not going to allow him to do that. Okay, so lid goes on our hash. We'll keep that nice and warm and off to the side. Now, I know this is crazy. I'm just going to give a quick wipe up of my work area because, like I said, as I catch my towel on fire, what goes on with eggs. So for years and years and years, I always cooked eggs. I would take them, mix them in a bowl, and then add a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and some milk. It's the way that I got taught. I don't even remember where I got taught. I can't say my mom taught me that. I can't say anything. What I can say is that I was surfing the net, getting ideas, and Gordon Ramsay came on, and I watched this thing, and I said, there's no way that that's going to work. Sure enough, this thing friggin' worked. So, get the pot. Again, one pot, little bit of flavor in the bottom, little bit of oil, little bit of grease, okay? You don't like that? Take your towel, wipe the thing out, right? It's a Teflon-based pot, so everything kind of comes out of it pretty good. There we go. You can see, nice and clean, right? Towels can be washed. Now, we're going to let this get hot. Now, Gordon Ramsay said the trick is hot pot, cold eggs. So here we have 3 eggs. Rule of thumb is, for me, I generally can eat 2 eggs, right? Arwen, little girl, generally only eats 1 egg. Spoon, some butter that's been on the counter. And yes, this is butter, it's not margarine. And those of you that tried to get me yesterday, not gonna happen. This is butter. Okay, so hot pot, and trick is a spatula. Okay, so we're gonna take the hot pot, we're gonna crack the eggs. Now, I'm not really prepped for this, but here we go. Hot pot, crack the egg. Hot pot, crack the egg. Of course, everybody's done it. Get the eggshell out of the pot. Hot pot, crack the egg. Now, immediately off the heat, mix your eggs. That's where your scramble comes from, right? I know, for those of you going, no shit, Chris. That's where scrambled eggs come from. Okay. 3 dollops of butter. So, per egg, you want 3 dollops of butter. Now, Gordon Ramsay said 30 seconds on the heat, 30 seconds off until they're done. We're going to get our bowl. That's important. I learned that one the last time. So, over here, little bit of parsley early on, just for color, because everybody eats with their eyes, right? And a little bit of pepper. That's been about 30 seconds. Off we come. Stir. Stir, spill all over you. What's happened? And I'm telling you, I could not believe how good these eggs were. 30 seconds back on the heat, right? Little bit of cleanup while we're waiting. Pot's getting a little bit messier because I'm trying to do this fast and furious. Our eggs are 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. It's amazing. These are the most amazing eggs you'll ever have in your life. Most amazing ever. Okay, now my trick is I turn the heat off for the last 30 seconds. Let everything cool down, and then we're gonna put the whole 2 plates together, and we're gonna have a nice breakfast. Out comes the bowl. So again, absolutely, I tell you, you guys are going to be amazed at what these eggs look like, right? So here we go. Now, who's done this before? Of course, I got my little girl here. Over to hers. These eggs are creamy, beautiful, the whole bit. We're gonna get our hash brown, which essentially in this particular thing have continued to steam. So these things are like perfectly hot. A little bit into Arwen's bowl, a little bit into your bowl, just to taste, whatever you want. Right? We've got some left over for tomorrow. And, of course, bacon on top. 2 beautiful pieces of bacon, nicely cooked. Fantastic, ready to go. Little bit of a wipe up. And, you know, you could garnish this with like tomatoes like I normally do or whatever. I don't have tomatoes. So Arlen's coming in to get her breakfast. That is an amazing breakfast in just about 25 minutes. So Arlen and I are going to say bye. Bye. And thanks for watching. We're going to have breakfast. You can see she's ready for it. Later.
Somebody's got to be afraid to lead the brick parade. Somebody's got to be afraid to lead the brick parade. Lead the brick parade. Lead the brick parade.